in the heart of a blizzard-hammering Highway 70. Sarah Williams, owner of the Midnight Haven Diner, stood behind the counter, her hands wrapped around a crumpled stack of bills. $47. That was all she had left just 7 days before the bank would take her last piece of hope. Outside, the wind shrieked, snow coming down in blinding sheets, swallowing the Colorado mountains in white. Sarah was no stranger to storms. But this storm felt like a final chapter. She moved quietly across the empty diner, her footsteps echoing off worn linoleum, eyes lingering on the old red vinyl booths, especially number 4, Robert's favorite. Long after cancer took him, this little place had been their dream, built from her grandmother's inheritance and fueled by their belief that weary travelers deserved a home away from home. Now, even the diner's neon sign flickered like it was giving up. Sarah pulled her cardigan tight, staring at the foreclosure notice tucked under the cash register. The CB radio, once a lifeline to the highway community, sat silent. Just another memory of better days. She counted the money again, as if wishing would turn $47 into $4. $700. No miracle came. She'd already pawned her wedding ring, Robert's tools, everything but this diner. The snow was piling against the pumps, making them look like gravestones. It was 8:15. She was ready to lock up, call the lawyer, and accept defeat. That's when she heard it, a deep, rumbling thunder, unmistakably motorcycles, cutting through the blizzard. Headlights pierced the whiteout, and 15 Harley-Davidsons rolled into her parking lot, engines roaring against the storm. Sarah's heart hammered as the riders dismounted, looming figures in leather jackets and boots, faces hidden under helmets, moving with a calm that said they weren't used to being told no. The leader, a tall, broad-shouldered man with gray in his beard, walked to the door, limping slightly. Despite every instinct telling her to bolt the door, Sarah saw something in his eyes: exhaustion, a trace of hope, and recognition of hard times. He knocked gently, respectful but urgent. She looked at the foreclosure notice, then back at the man, and heard Robert's voice in her memory: be a light for travelers. Baby, a home away from home. Without another thought, Sarah opened the door and let the storm in behind 15 Hell's Angels, their jackets marked with winged skulls, arms covered in stories she didn't want to know. These men looked straight out of a movie, intimidating as hell, but they stood respectfully, waiting for her answer. How many are you? She asked, needing to hear out loud. 15, the leader said. I'm Jake Morrison, with a Thunder Ridge chapter, just trying to get out of this storm. We've got cash for food and coffee. We won't cause trouble, just need somewhere warm. Sarah looked at their faces' scars, tattoos, weariness, but also something softer. She stepped aside. Come in, all of you. The relief on Jake's face nearly broke her. The bikers filed in, carefully stomping snow off their boots, even wiping their feet so they wouldn't dirty her floor. Up close, she could see their humanity beneath the tough exteriors: old men and young, blue-collar guys in patched leather, quietly grateful just to be warm. She brewed coffee and shared what little food she had left. It wasn't much canned soup, whatever scraps she could find. But nobody complained. As the night wore on, the storm only got worse. The highway was shut down. No way out until the snow let up. The bikers played cards, dozed in booths, made small talk. Sarah watched them, realizing these men were just people caught out in a bad situation. Same as her. Danny, the youngest, fell asleep at a table. Marcus, a big man with tattooed arms, draped his jacket over the kid's shoulders. He reminds me of my son, Marcus said quietly. Same age, same stubbornness. My boy's in Afghanistan. Third tour. Jake, the chapter president, approached the counter, voice low and sincere. Sarah, you've been generous, but we can't let you give all this away. How long have you got left? She told him, 7 days. He saw the notice, and something shifted. That's our problem now. 2, he said. Sarah didn't think anything could help. She was months behind. The bank wanted $15. 000. There's nothing you can do, she said. Jake just smiled. Don't be so sure. He pulled out his phone and stepped outside to make calls. His silhouette pacing in the snow, voice drifting in and out on the wind. Later, as the bikers shared stories, Sarah realized she'd helped more people over the years than she remembered. Marcus remembered her saving his brother-in-law's life. Pete told how she and Robert fixed his bike for free. Even quiet Danny spoke up. You saved me. 2, gave me a meal when I was broke. Helped me find a job. Gave me hope when I had none. All around, tough men nodded, sharing stories of how Midnight Haven Diner had been their beacon in dark times. Jay came back inside. I called everyone I know, he said. People you've helped. You're a legend on this highway. As if on cue, headlights appeared out in the storm. Cars and trucks started filling the parking lot. Truckers, bikers, travelers, all coming to repay a debt. Tommy Patterson, a trucker whose life Sarah saved, walked in first, grinning and lifting her in a bear hug. By morning, the diner was packed. Bikers from chapters all across the West Oakland, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, Denver came together, sharing stories and passing around a thick envelope. Jake announced the total, $68. 000. Cash. Enough to save the diner. Plus plans for renovations and official Hell's Angels rest stop. Security and maintenance for every chapter from California to Colorado. Sarah tried to refuse. It's too much. Big Mike from Oakland shook his head. No, you keep this place open. That's the deal. A woman from Salt Lake smiled. You're our angel. You keep the light on. They even showed her architect drawings for an expanded Diner Midnight Haven Biker Haven. Official headquarters for hospitality on Highway 70. And no one messes with you. Ever. Promised a biker from Phoenix. You're under our protection now. Sarah looked out at the sea of bikes and trucks, her heart full, tears in her eyes. Jake climbed onto his Harley, smiled back. Last night, you didn't see outlaws. You saw people who needed help. That's what started all this. Keep the light on. Angel, we got your back. 6 months later, Midnight Haven was the most famous biker stop in the Rockies. The parking lot could fit 100 bikes, and not a soul caused trouble within 50 miles. But Sarah didn't need a magazine article or news sign to know what she'd done. Every day brought travelers in search of warmth, respect, and a place to belong. The CB radio crackled constantly. How's our angel doing tonight? And Sarah always answered the same. The light's on. The coffee's hot. The road's open. Family's always welcome. That's the story of Midnight Haven the Diner that proved kindness is stronger than any storm. And sometimes, the most unlikely people become the best protectors. If this story moved you, hit like and subscribe. Drop a comment and let us know where you're listening from. And remember, sometimes, all it takes to change the world is keeping the light on for one more night.